And what's up, everybody? Paper Thin here with DRX's coach Termi after a big win on map 1 here against FNATIC. Termi, I want to ask you, off of a short rest, you guys come out here and dominate on map number 1. You know, what did it take to come through here and take this map away from FNATIC?
어제 저희가 소극적으로 플레이하면서 무너지는 모습을 보면서 선수한테 오늘은 좀 잃을 거 없다는 마인드로 공격적으로 플레이하자라고 주문을 했고, 그런 것들이 선수들이 수행을 너무 잘해준 것 같아서 좀 생각보다 너무 쉽게 이겼던 것 같습니다.
I think yesterday we were playing too passive and that cost us that win. So coming in today, I just told the players, you know, let's be in that mindset where we got nothing to lose. It's either we do this or go home. So I asked them to be more proactive, more aggressive, and I guess, you know, that explains the 13-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time, Termi, and good luck the rest of the way. Interview 감사합니다. All right, and we'll send it on back.
Oh, you can't ask for a better start for DRX than that. As Termi said there, Brandon, Mimi, welcome back, by the way, that he asked his players to be more aggressive, more proactive, and you got to give it to him. They did everything right on that defense side.
13-1, they're playing FNATIC. It's the tied most dominant map of the event thus far, and it's against the team that's won both trophies thus far this year, the team that is looking like the best team in the world. It's insane. And talk of aggression, talk of proactivity. The DRX players looked like a completely new beast in this one. RB going for solo plays down long, double flashing out. They're just so confident.
I have been loving what I've been seeing from DRX, because not only have they, again, kind of drifted this map pool in a direction that works for them as well, but it is that proactivity, like Termi was saying. Look at these little pockets that they're finding themselves in over and over again. Stacks in this instance as well. It's a slow play by FNATIC that was punished so consistently. They didn't really play fast at all. The slow spread out defaults, where there was just pockets of play that Mako found himself in, Stacks found himself in, sometimes over-aggressing a little bit, going for a 1-for-1 trade, but it didn't matter. The rest of the team was firing off on all cylinders and keeping FNATIC in check. And that's coupled with the fact that FNATIC, despite finding themselves in multiple first kill advantages, they weren't able to convert it again because it was that proactivity of DRX, again, just vacuuming up whatever space they could find on the other side of the section of the map, whatever. It doesn't matter about the advantages. They were completely derailing it away from FNATIC. This was pure domination, and I am loving what we're seeing, honestly, because out of all the top 6 teams, you know, we were saying there's so many storylines, all these teams have really leveled up for this event. DRX were one team at the back of my mind, maybe EDG as well, where I was thinking, okay, maybe they really can do it. Maybe they haven't shown as much strength. This is a fantastic sign. Honestly, signs of life from DRX. They can potentially really be a massive heavy hitter even deeper into this tournament. They have put FNATIC on the verge of being knocked out in a lower bracket.
Again.
It's unthinkable. It's honestly unthinkable that is the case here up against DRX. Not only is it a win, it's the worst map loss FNATIC has ever suffered in this iteration. So an incredible moment here for DRX. They have to be feeling on top of the world, and if they can continue that energy through, sure, you're FNATIC, sure, you've come back from crazy things before, that 11-3 to win lock-in, but no matter who you are, it's so hard to recover from a map like that.
Yeah, it is, and especially, you know, Mako being back on stage as well. We talked about how he was a little bit more emotional when he was playing from isolation, but my God,
Holy.
This man, he's one of the best controllers in the world. We keep saying that for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, you can just feel how much better he's playing. I don't know if it's a stage or what, but it is a complete turnaround. It's a 180 from the other day. And when Mako's playing well, there's so much less emphasis being placed on the rest of his team to really turn up and shoulder the responsibility of turning up. Because Mako is normally so damn consistent, but when you got Mako popping off, Zest popping off, Stacks is making ridiculous plays, RB's double flashing out of smokes as well. Everything is coming online right now for DRX, and they are dominating. I mean, if they can carry it forwards into Haven, I've seen FNATIC, they've been doing a little stretches and they're warming up, trying to get the mental reset going as well. And I've previously said with FNATIC, you know, listen, you've never quite been tested like this before when they've been down, and they did prove me wrong then. They were able to actually bring it all the way back. They're going to have to do the same again right here.
It seems impossible that they are in that position again. For DRX, though, these guys, it's been so long together. You think they were one of the first best teams back in Korea years ago. They've never really been a contender internationally. They've always been here. They've always done well. They broke through last year in Champions 2022 by beating FNATIC, by making it to the top 3. If they could do that again against a FNATIC in even better form, that would be wild. But now it's this question of how can FNATIC avoid that history happening again? How can they change for map number 2?
Yeah, of course. Mini, we saw a lot of frustration from him as well from map 1. So I'm looking forward to this one and see what Mini had to say ahead of map 2.
and I'm here with FNATIC's coach, Minnie. Now, Minnie, bit of a rough start here on Vine. Coming into this next map, man, how do you bounce back from a loss like this against a team like DRX?
I mean, we lost part one, so it's pretty easy because it's like, it wasn't even close. So it's like, you know, if it was a close game where like we struggled all the way through, then like maybe it would be harder. But I think it was such an easy, just, you know, versus got no kills.
yeah, gotcha. All right, we'll just, you know, let GG go next, right?
Easy, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, man. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll send it on back to you.
Talk about laughing through the pain. Minnie had more smiles and laughs there than the entirety of him being in the coach room throughout these games. But we are going to head to the Prime Gaming Agent Select now for Haven. Of course, Mimi, this was DRX's map pick.
It was, and it's a map that DRX has always been excellent on. They play the basic composition, the Breach Sova here, or excuse me, they used to play that one, but they actually did pick up this Viper composition recently, which I feel has looked really good. Zest in particular coming in now as the full-time 5th member of this DRX roster. He's really comfortable in this role. It's great on their defensive side to use for flood retakes and also to help them deny extremity control against the default comp, which FNATIC is running here.
Yeah, this comp really tests your ability to be able to read it. I feel like a bit of a broken record because I was talking about this just a moment ago with EDG playing against Loud in terms of the Viper, the double war comp, but it's the same things apply. I mean, FNATIC really need to be on top of the ball when it comes to playing against this composition. It allows you to take slow map control. Now, DRX are on the defense side first, so we'll see how this gets played out as well, but really this could, I mean, it all hinges essentially on Haven. I think this map is a good one for DRX. I think that FNATIC have looked shaky over this tournament on this map. It's still not a horrible map for them. There's definite chances for them to really battle back, but this could be the last we see of FNATIC this year.
If you look last year, everybody remembers Loud, the team that won it all at the end. You think back to the first 2 Masters tournament. Who won those? Who was the team? What was their legacy? It's not the same. FNATIC has had a fantastic year, but if they go out like this, if they end their run early at Champions, it might just be all people remember.
Well, they've been here before. Last year, they were knocked out by DRX in the exact same fashion, so hopefully Pansy and Hypok history will not repeat itself.
But we'll find out, won't we? Mike, this does feel out of the ordinary. Yes. However, we're in map 2, right? Have they been able to mentally reset? Has FNATIC been able to reinvigorate from map 1?
And this is the question. I mean, Boaster and Durka, players that historically have been forged through failures, right? They come in with the super roster. They deliver this year so far. With elimination here on the line, can they channel their inner strength to answer back on Haven? Again, thinking back to the historical strong point actually for that Vision Strikers roster, we don't see a similar composition here with the Viper coming in. But I'm very nervous. A map loss, sure, but a 13-1.
Oh yeah. That's the real caveat to this, isn't it? It's how it got there. But big info there for Zest. At least going to note a player on top. Not sure how many spotted, but it should ring the dinner bell to get over towards B. 2 players are in response as Dirk is going to take towards the site.
Spam going through. Stacks lucky to be alive. That's 10 HP, but full 5v5 as the spike will be planted. Now Swarm set up and FNATIC already looking to disengage here, leave Durka posted up.
Let's see how they deal with that pressure in middle. This is where they want to clear from. Swing needs to come in, but the spacing's a little uncomfortable there. Buzz could not adjust in time. Boaster finds a good shot, and now FNATIC just digging their heels in. They're not getting the success here for DRX and Miller they wanted. A little bit of damage, yes, but now down to 2. Marco and Zest, what do you have to work with here? Zest has a whole lot, apparently, and now it's all on Boaster. Can he buy the time?
Yeah.
Pulled away, perfectly played. Running out of pressure, seconds in, down to 28. I don't think they've got a chance. Boaster secures FNATIC their first.
Red Bull clutch in the pistol round to get themselves on the board. That one slipping through DRX's fingers.
Came down to the back line though.
It
didn't
really did, yeah, with the nano swarms going down so early as well. Yeah, it felt like it took an eternity for DRX to really pin down any single member of FNATIC and find a kill. Oh. And a sigh of relief. Frustration on the face of Marco. Well, yeah, speaking of relief,
Jesus,
his
that
eyes
eye
roll
roll.
back into the back of his head.
Oh, I just want permanent mini cam. I can't help it. Again, aggression though. Boaster picking up where he left off from the last. Already nice amount of impact here. Going to catch that backline pressure from the C site. As FNATIC take towards A. Boaster, another opportunity and another kill. Fantastic from him. Eventually overwhelmed, but he's done lovely work.
And Alpha and Leo stacked up towards Sewer here. Imagine DRX is just going to try and hold. Find an exit or two if they can. The wall actually really awkward for Alpha. Zest actually takes a tag as well.
Player standing.
There we go, lovely. Good stability now for FNATIC. 4-stand. Making out with what really is the lion's share of the purchase anyway. They still keep the Vandal, the Guardian, the Bulldog. They'll be happy enough with that. The first fight back now from DRX coming into this, well, bonus for FNATIC and the first real buy for DRX.
And the question now that should be answered is, what approach do we see? Do we see the same sort of ferocious approach to the defense on Haven that we did on Bind? Now DRX want to potentially test FNATIC even further. Let's go towards Zest, an adjustment of the Viper wall. He's over towards C right now. Durka quickly into sewers.
Oh!
Wow. Zest rewarded on the other side of things immediately with the Boaster. No smokes here.
Yeah, that's an issue. They're going to stall out here, going to depend a little bit more on, I guess, just raw aim and openings and hoping that you find that value. Very hard to slip late game without those smokes. Maybe looking to fold back to that B pressure. Marco's the one on this. And that nice little angle over the top there is going to be rewarded by taking down Leo. Now, yes, Alpha's crept closer, but what sort of mayhem can this man cause? Still going to be checked on, so they know the position. And Alpha, paranoia. Yep, that's found him. Marco, so diligent in holding this.
It's just rock solid.
That's the backbone we're talking about. The more standardized Marco, where he'll get you two very critical kills. But now the map just doesn't feel safe at all for the remainder of FNATIC, down to Durka and Chronicle.
I'll be playing contact inside double doors here.
Enemy
Rewarded,
remaining.
that's a spike in hand.
Spike down
Durka.
mid. 30 seconds
Chance
left.
to maybe get a consolation in the form of an orb. But with 25 seconds left, a Bulldog in hand and a 1v5.
Yeah.
The timing as well. Forced through. Now just 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
See if even he's able to mop up anybody from DRX here.
Yeah. No one's on the site, so gets to creep around the back a bit, but no real chance of an upgrade. Close. Oh, didn't get it. Okay, so bonus not going to be converted. They did have, I think Chronicle at least had the rifle as well, so there's some little bits and pieces they would have probably liked to be able to kind of do impact with, but not to be. So DRX first posted. No big ults here for them to depend on. We do have that divide early for Boaster after that I mean, phenomenal start from him. He really leading the way for them. I do want to see Durka get into this matchup as well. He was quite absent on map one. Well, I mean, most of them.
Well,
were
yeah,
absent.
I don't think many of them were present,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Oh. Paranoia. No follow-up.
The early exchange of utility will force out the drone as well from Leo. Can't find anything in terms of information, but we'll clear some space. Spike not committed just yet, so this feels like a little bit of a probe from FNATIC. Alpha trying to catch somebody getting curious in mid.
But I like this adjustment as well. Buzz playing it a little bit differently, but he won't be rewarded the way Marco was.
Distracted by the shock dart coming through to bounce. Beautiful timing from Alpha. But FNATIC immediately regrouping outside A.
So DRX.
Weird that they shift walk back into A lobby and then it feels like there's a counter call to come back once again. Because they were 4 in lobby here with Spike.
Yeah.
And an audible has been called.
And I don't know what if it's really off the back of. Zest is trying to backfill towards B. This is probably the light. Oh
my god.
That was so quick. That's Durka gone. How can Zest live? It's looking unlikely. The spam's there. They've got him. But the support's there as well. RB couldn't quite be clean on the first, but Stax waits to pull the trigger. Spots out another. RB now played in. It's Boaster and Leo, and this has suddenly gone chaotic. Look at Leo at the back. He's got to defend, and he does. Keeps Boaster safe. Popping down some smokes, trying to create himself some avenues of safety, but Marco leans on in. Again, critical value, and it's all on Leo. Back of the side. Backbone of the team.
Never give up. Absolute madness. You put him in a cage and he keeps on swinging. What a round from Leo. And a must need in that situation as well.
Watch it back. Because this was, it was looking like a, DRX coming in, they're clearing everyone up, they've divided and conquered, but this man refusing to go down.
Man.
Nice. Good job, Leo.
Yeah, they need a bit of that.
Yeah.
They need a little bit more of that as well. Okay, let's see if they can keep it going now, FNATIC. They've given themselves a nice little springboard forward, a confidence builder, but not something you want to depend upon. Leo's not going to bail you out every round, and it's not what we normally credit FNATIC for. Can DRX still be a nuisance, still with a very good buy here. Operator is in hands for Buzz.
Yeah. See, getting closer and closer to some ultimates. Proactivity from Buzz. He's getting very curious down C-Long. They did find Boaster there previously, but the wall, again, adjusted on the side of Zest, kind of enables this to happen. See the pings coming through, FNATIC trying to set up towards A site. Problem being, coming up against a Killjoy and a Viper. There's so much utility to stall. Flash goes through. Actually misses, but Stax still finds Alpha. That's the green light. FNATIC have to push towards A now.
Yeah, but nothing's really affecting them on the site. They're still able to these positions. Don't think they cleared the close corner, but they might be aware of its chance. But look at Zest fighting ahead, stalled out again. FNATIC finding it hard to make any sort of impact towards the site. Boaster finally succeeds. Zest goes down, but look at the bodies here. DRX putting life on the line. Backline is being filled as well by Buzz. He will be there. There is no escaping from FNATIC now. They are forced into this situation. RB checked on, yes, but still standing. And Stax has his back.
Try and double swing onto this, but amounts to nothing. RB and Marco to clean up. DRX find their second. And this was a similar sort of approach we saw on Bind. Prioritize finding somebody, the solo player in the default from FNATIC. Removing that. And already, I mean, it's a solo mission. Yeah, Buzz is elsewhere on the map, but so quickly are they there to stall out an A hit. They're ready for that to be the immediate pivot from FNATIC. The util goes up, the snakebite slows down any push from long, and they can just post up towards short.
Ults here for FNATIC, and obviously on the other side for DRX, but the purchase remaining far healthier for the DRX squad.
The pings imply a fast B piece.
They've been having a little bit of success here, so maybe not, going back to it isn't a bad idea, but the counter seeker's going to come out, the counter paranoia, and look at the slowdown on this. Durka's in, but to what sort of value? Zest going to be isolated now, vulnerable swing. Durka's got him, gets to keep his life too. Spam works, it takes down Stax, and a couple of upgrades now available. Sight is theirs.
This will be difficult for DRX to break back through here. Cosmic Divide to close off A link here.
Spike planted.
The help command always
gets
me a little bit. Ooh. Leo shifts back a little bit.
I think this should just be a save, honestly,
Yep.
with the operator. Looking healthy in terms of the finances behind this. Have to concede a fourth to FNATIC. And we see FNATIC rely on a similar sort of execution repeatedly on the pistol round here.
Yep.
But on a buy round, it never usually amounts to 2 kills on top of that. Traditionally, concede this, especially with a Rolling Thunder here. I mean, B-site is a no-go in terms of holding it when that ultimate is available.
Okay, FNATIC are carving a lead for themselves. And it feels fragile still. I feel like, yes, this B hit's working, but there will eventually be a downside to it, and it's very hard to keep finding that repetition of success. And the rest of the map isn't looking as good. I mean, you're getting great value out of Durka here. Everyone's kind of firing up. The ult, yes, as well. Plenty invested into it, but still, I don't want to just see FNATIC depend on this. They're going to force DRX to have to respect it, yes. But where do FNATIC then lean towards off the back of it? They have to find another viable option.
Right there.
Buzz hasn't necessarily been rewarded too much with this operator.
Oh!
Well, he heard
There's
me.
the reward.
He heard me.
Gonna claim Durka for his own and control towards C long. They're gonna be drifting away from this till they go back to another B hit.
I think these sorts of rounds where DRX find a free first blood and there's kind of 10 to 15 seconds after it haven't suited FNATIC on map 1.
Oh, a pixel. Buzz. His opportunities are going to start dwindling, though. They're going to lose a little bit of that burst power, though, because Durka's the one who's been clearing the back line. Going to make it harder to find that.
Not ready yet.
They don't actually follow through here, so...
But also look at the push-up from Stacks.
Yeah.
They can't... Oh, no, it's just Chronicle on his own.
If they split 3-1 here and Chronicle loses the spike, we saw this situation a couple of times on Bind. Chronicle has to find this kill, Lauren.
He's trying to clear. He's clearing really, really diligently, and he gets it. Takes down Stacks, and now Marco knows he's in danger. Going to try and put up his defenses, put down a couple of smokes, trying to keep himself safe and secure. But you can already see the site is being closed in on Marco, cleaning up with one. And Buzz dives in, and now it's on Leo. Still standing. Can he get them another? Can he give them one more round as well?
I have the spike.
He's got the spike, and he's got 20 seconds to play with. Long is not going to be safe. RB is going to fill that space.
Round, but will he be able to slip away here?
No!
Zesk just catches Leo glancing elsewhere. DRX will find their third. It's a situation where, if you just look at that from kind of
bird's eye perspective sort of deal.
DRX is so well equipped with pushing players up time and time again on extremities to catch early information. Even here, I mentioned on Vine where it's like, the way they're playing, going for these one-for-one trades actually is favoring them.
It's
which
really...
isn't something you typically say about the defensive side on any map.
No, absolutely, and it's quite nice to see Buzz being... I just want to listen to Minnie. But, because I'm not used to seeing Buzz being that kind of combat operator player. Normally quite a safe pair of hands, or, he'll get you what his normal work, he'll play that out, but seeing him here being quite aggressive, again, kind of re-aggressing towards the site as soon as Marco got traded. He's right there. We're seeing Buzz like really putting life on it, and I love seeing it.
Those are the situations where it's almost like DRX are happy to give up Stacks in a deep position to obviously obtain the information. Marco, do what you can, go one-for-one, sure. You never then usually see DRX throwing bodies to pre-take a site or prevent a spike from going down. They're usually coordinating for a retake.
Well, that was what they were notorious for, especially on this map. They were one of the most diligent teams at that. So seeing that variety, that depth coming in here, that small adjustment, it's working really well. And Minnie deciding now's the time to try and get a grip back on this game, feeling the last couple of rounds a little too contested, and you can see it there on the timeline. I mean, it has been back and forth. But my issue is that FNATIC aren't finding comfort on these sites. They're still having such a scrap on it here. And for DRX, I mean, they're living in FNATIC's head rent-free at this point after map 1. You can see it already. The way they're playing, as soon as they start toying with that idea of that mid kind of pre-take aggression or mid-round aggression, it's going to start bringing back nightmares for FNATIC.
Without a star, I can pulling them in.
Both trying to coordinate a little bit of a fake over towards A. But again, look at the minimap. Marco not respecting the utility whatsoever with a deep smoke. He's proactively clearing this space.
I love this. Other side of the map too. We haven't seen this side being as kind of pressured. But here's the, I mean, maybe the adjustment from FNATIC looking to try and take garage control, utilize lockdown. That does force a couple of players into a really uncomfortable spot. The ult from Zest there.
Yeah, this is going to prevent the spike from coming down comfortably just yet.
Oh, but can he survive?
Under pressure.
Oh, 5 HP. 5
What?
HP. He's still standing. How's he alive? Hey, I think he knows the Dirk is above him, or at least he looked that way. He's managed to keep himself standing. 5 HP is found. Leo's got him dead. Pit now drops, but look at the scrap. Look at the brawling on the site. This is the new DNA to DRX that FNATIC did not expect. This is massive. Man advantage, and they've had to halt the plot. The spike is lost. DRX looking like a whole new team.
Born again here on Haven. What a hold. Again, the Viper's Pit not necessarily amounting to value, but in terms of slowing down, preventing the spike from being planted comfortably is absolutely key to their success. And you mentioned it as well, the scrap that ensues after that is beautiful to witness.
Oh, what a terrifying team if they can learn to shift gear from the disciplined, passive side that DRX can be, that kind of meticulous team, to this chaos, getting into teams' faces, making FNATIC falter. I mean, who is this team? But it ain't done yet, it's 4 apiece. Buzz, a chance, and it's connected again. Gets away. Look at Stacks. Look at Stacks! This is outrageous stuff, Mike.
Looking for more as well. He knows that
he's still going.
He's planted a little bit of fear in FNATIC's heads.
They're terrified. They're trying to run away. Zest is taking the rest of the map. They are herding them round. This is unthinkable scenes. Yes, Alpha will trade him. Yes, that's a rifle. But look at what they are doing to FNATIC.
Forcing him into a very, very uncomfortable position time and time again. And now they're about to contact back into an operator potentially outside 8. Thinking better of it, though. But look at the extremity control. Look where Zest is once again.
Alpha, get your gun out. Chronicle kept you alive by clearing that diligently. You didn't. Zest gonna find him. Pulls back Boaster. Has to try and clear this with what, a sheriff? And Boaster's been pretty good for it, and he still is. Nice work from him. But this is a very tall task. Does he even get a fair fight on the site? Trying to. Desperate for it. Got to go on it. 15 seconds. Tries to get on in 8 HP. He's barely breathing. And he's been caught and put to bed. DRX take the lead.
Could that C-site execute be the turning point of this entire half?
Because it looks like it's set him alight.
Yeah. And the difference being now there's some absence across the map. Time and time again, DRX are the ones to take the space. They've continued that trend where they weren't necessarily winning out on that front in the early rounds. Here. They've caused a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of caution in FNATIC's approach here. And they're doubling down.
Get out of my way.
This time, I mean, Dirk is having a nightmare of a game. 1-6, not a traditional performance from him. Normally quite key for FNATIC and rarely underperforms. On the other side, Buzz being quite pivotal to these retakes, and this operator's positioning again finds reward. That's Chronicle gone down.
Again, setting some homework. Go back and just look at the minimap when some of these first bloods are conceded by FNATIC. Very out of character. Ton of information there. Snakebite will bounce. Plucks Durka from the skies.
And he wants a bit more. The timing on this could be everything, though. Yeah, he's been caught on that one. Both are going to drift through the wall, but they're going to be losing. They're going to be, look at what they're left down to. It's just one player. Alpha! This guy is the wonder kid, but he's going to need something more than what we've been expecting from him so far. 5 kills. He's going to need 3 more here. 37 seconds. Oh, he's got 1. Here we go, down to the 1v2.
Placing swarm grenade.
Gonna force Buzz off this angle. You can see him trying to work this. 15 bullets, 25 seconds now. Trying to toy with the timing, trying to catch Marco, but they're closing the gap. The net's getting tighter. He's looking for a fight. He spotted a leg. He knows he's got a bit of time here.
Buzz still hasn't shifted, though.
He's trying to find the fight. Oh, Buzz got him! DRX now taking the lead further from FNATIC. Is this happening?
I almost can't believe what we're witnessing. Again, you put FNATIC in a couple of coin toss rounds, and with this roster, what we've seen time and time again is them digging themselves out of those spots.
Yeah.
I mean, I come back to the same point. Look at map 1's scoreline. The first bloods were actually 7-7. I was so surprised to actually see that in terms of the stats and how DRX, like I said, they were playing towards trades that usually wouldn't favor a team, but isolating 1 or 2 players time and time again on FNATIC is such a hard task, particularly when the default is so robust for them. We've seen him run the same thing once again. Is this another
Marco,
attempt at a
it's going to be the B,
here?
yeah, because it's all that's worked for them. But Marco this time, he did really well before, bear in mind, and that's when Leo just kind of popped off. That was one of the 4 rounds they've been given. Paranoia, nice. Going to slow down and isolate Durka a little. And this time, Marco notes him. The divide's gone in as well.
Durka stepped into the gravity well there. I don't know if he was maybe just caught in it and committed to the peak, but punished here and FNATIC have to freeze.
They don't know what they've lost. Complete sight of the map now. They don't know what's happening. You could already see that Stax adjusted towards C just in case that rotation was coming in, but actually it is just the pause as you highlighted for FNATIC. They just take a second here, but the divide's now gone. They're working back in without Durka and without a lot of that utility.
Right there.
Marco trying to get back up into this same spot once again. We're back B site.
They're so paranoid about the flank too. God, they're getting nothing.
But look at what FNATIC usually do with this sort of time, is to fake somewhere. They've just cut time, cut noise, and sat outside B. Alpha's the only person that's active on the map right now, and he's moving in spawn.
Left.
Okay, they've been noted again. Re-smoke towards main. They have to go on this 20 seconds. They've got to try and make this work. And Marco is still a problem. Going to be forced out here, but can he take one with him? Not yet. Boaster removes Zest, but Marco's still here! There's still no spike plant. The lockdown's coming in now. This is all getting a little topsy-turvy. 8 seconds. FNATIC, what are you going to be doing here? This is Alpha's time, apparently, but it's still RB alive. They're going to find a plant just in time, and it's a 1v2.
Jesus. RB left to try and recover here. Alpha with a lockdown, very healthy. Chronicle down to 51 HP. No utility to work with here.
Can he get that clean fight? I don't think he does. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And Alpha left it a little late there to re-swing on it. Luckily, still finds the kill. Lockdown retained as well. A 5th on the board for FNATIC.
30 seconds left.
And a chance to tie things up on the half.
My ultimate is one enemy.
I mean,
Like I
Alpha
said,
saved him.
just go back and watch some of these rounds. Cover the scoreboard, cover the names, because it doesn't look like FNATIC.
It does.
That just becomes so chaotic on B site, where they're usually so good at maximizing, you know, that downtime, that freeze time in some of the mid rounding. The Boaster's fantastic at. We know that.
Zest. That's players seen. Ready for the pressure. Durka has not been having a good time on these entries. He's been really struggling here. You can see them trying to isolate and fight him out, but Alpha's the one to be rewarded. Leo on the follow-up, and this time, finally, FNATIC start to get everything in a line. Speaking of a line, the back line about to be tested here. Leo flashed off, comes back around. This is the FNATIC you want to be seeing. The clean, meticulous machine that could just eviscerate players. DRX this time, not finding that comfort.
Buzz, a 1v5, operator in hand. One off the Blade Storm. But time ticking away here. Looks like FNATIC will be granted the chance to tie things up. The lockdown just to seal the deal. Buzz, a spring in his step now, but Leo good for the third.
Scanning ahead.
A Prime Gaming flawless to round out the half.
Switching sides.
And some hope left for FNATIC.
Absolutely. They are never out of it. This team is high quality. You've got to say, those last couple of rounds that were taken across the line, a lot of that off the back of Alpha activating, Leo giving them a round here and there. This has been an uphill struggle for FNATIC. But at a 6-6 scoreline, they are certainly still in this matchup, and DRX will have to deliver on this second half.
뭔가 기분이 뭔가 나쁘지도 않고 좋지도 않고 묘한 것 같아요. 저희가 또 좀 자멸 초크해서 좀 졌던 것 같아서 뭔가 아무것도 못하고 진 것 같아서 뭔가 조금 그런 것보다는 일단은 저희는 조금 똑같이 하고 있는 것 같지만 상대팀이 더 성장했다라는 느낌이 더 많이 강했고요. 뭔가 자신이 없다라고 하기는 좀 그런 게 이번 챔피언스는 뭔가 저번과 다르게 확실히 더 강한 팀들이 많아가지고 확실히 좀 힘들 것 같지만 그래도 이제 자신은 있고 그래도 저희가 뚫어서 이제 탑 4안에 드는 게 목표긴 합니다. 시도를 해보고 싶고요. 어차피 잃을 게 없으니까 이제.
Called in, Seth makes his exit, everybody pulling away in time. Dogamo eating some damage just to try to rush forward, sends him the showstopper, doesn't manage to find him, and says with a sheriff, comes up with one. Lucia, however, drops in the Jordan kill, comes across, made it out of Buzz, headshot, point blank on a comm, finds the elimination, gets another paint shell, sends it over towards the diffuser, trying to buy some time. Demon 1 gonna be taken down, and they realize there's just no time remaining. RB, he assists, they get the kill, they get the round win.
일단은 확실히 요즘에 조금 제 게임에 집중을 많이 못하고 있다는 느낌이 들어서 그냥 저희가 우승을 하지 않는 이상은 만족하지 못할 것 같은 느낌입니다. FNATIC 일단은 굉장히 좋은 친구들도 많고 좋은 플레이어들도 많고 그만큼 행실도 좋은 선수들이 많아서 정말 좋아하는 팀이고요. 배울 점도 굉장히 많다고 생각해서 지금은 저희가 이제 도전하는 입장에서 저희는 이제 기쁜 마음으로 해볼 생각입니다.
Coming for the crown, 6-6. This is really what's going to be the big storyline going forward in this, in my mind, Mike, is this pistol round. It gives you 3, it gives you that, well, maybe it gives you 3, should give you 3, could, who knows at this point. They're going back and forth, but it should give you a gap, right? Because this game is so close now. It's 6 apiece. FNATIC trying to fight to stay alive. DRX have that map in the pocket. They have that one advantage.
Fight to stay alive, on the back foot, time and time again in the first half. Coming out here, all even, is actually a big positive for me, because I felt like DRX were just winning out in terms of the information game, in terms of the macro game.
Yep.
FNATIC were actually striking back. What will the approach be here? We see that same hesitation, same caution shown by FNATIC. Can DRX continue to punish that sort of tempo?
Which version of DRX do we get too? A couple of other questions with this. As Buzz taking towards middle. Chronicle going to be shouldering the angle and fall off from this. But early contact. Still above a minute here.
Not necessarily any wins across the map just yet. Zest with a deep position here. Durka doesn't know what sort of danger he's in right now. As RB a chance to find Boaster, but he's showing presence here. He'll be able to retreat away. And now actually that pressure on Durka becomes a real possibility.
He needs a big round here. Perfect start to find Marco, but falls. And now they've got a bit of safety towards long. They've been able to note that. They know exactly what's going on.
What?
Come on, Buzz! You have no right to be doing that. And yes, chip damage achieved, but still 4 players to the 3. We need to see FNATIC looking faultless. This play back through, 2 towards Hell, 1 tuck towards Graffiti. Chronicle's got his work cut out here. Hard to divide and conquer. A couple of flashes, yes, but slowed down. Hindered.
This poison orb just causes so many issues, though.
And look at Zest. He's backfilled the space. He's cleared this. He's making sure no one's coming through here. And Alpha's not getting what he wants either. The turret's going to go through, maybe turn some attention away, but that's given a chance. Enough for Leo to find 2. Buzz still standing, still fighting. Neron with the 5, but it's down to the 1v1, and look at the time. Oh, B, the Reaper in the end. Gives DRX their 7th and starts the second half off.
FNATIC just forced to huddle behind the poison orb. And then when it blooms, I mean, a pistol round, that decay becomes such an issue for them.
Yeah.
I mean, the key kill here for me is this one. That is just outrageous.
Felt unfair. Go.
Even there, Stax is tagged up. An extra body in the trades there for FNATIC on the retake is huge. Pistol on the board for DRX.
You just get that weighty feeling on your chest for FNATIC. You know that now you got your work cut out.
Especially when you look at initial C-site stack here. DRX, no chance to really figure it out. Window of opportunity of a free A site, rapidly closing with this rotation. Stax has got the spike here. Don't want to see him to be the forward probe here, especially being the only one with a ghost as well.
Because there's a couple of sheriffs out here, isn't there?
How deep does Boaster go exploring?
Oh.
Don't think he's spotted on the cross there. This is pre-fire now, he will be. Yeah, you can see Zest immediately relaying that information.
Oh, big shot from Durka. Takes out Marco and alleviates the pressure from long. So they can...
has to get this weapon now.
Yeah,
yes,
he did.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that doesn't slip away from them. And I like this kind of like pack mentality we're seeing from FNATIC here. Bringing all 3 players, now going to make it 4 if you kind of throw Leo into the mix towards this B site. And do they try and pressure? They've been stalled, they can't. But it has denied the plant.
And DRX left to try and recover now with 30 seconds left.
Now there is
look at the lurk
Zest.
on A though. Zest has found a ton of room.
But you have to take these risks if you're FNATIC in this round. You only have a pistol, so you're not going to be able to do too much on your own. It's whether or not they're even considering it. And there was a little bit of a step there towards Chronicle, maybe considering the factor, but the Bulldog still wins. Yeah, the orb's there. CT ain't happening for him.
Once again, forced into a retake position here on A site. A 4v4 this time around, but the weapon's heavily favoring DRX. Able to set up another vice-like grip here towards CT. Both tries to get something done.
No one swung with him either. It was all solo endeavors and probably a frustrating moment. But Buzz getting away with murder, basically. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem at all at the end there. Liked the idea initially, but it fizzled out.
Another example of how much value DRX get from the Viper here. The wall to allow a lurk up into sewers, but also a late presence into B site as well. As soon as that rotation comes through, they feel a little bit of pressure on A site. They know that they have room to work with on the other side of that wall.
What's Buzz got? What's that?
A nice gun.
And he's got knives too.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't break FNATIC's mental with a buggy of all things. Feels near on poetic. See if it comes in. Oh, I see.
Durka spotted.
Durka, yeah.
Is that a challenge you take at 3 and 10? Yes, you do. Buzz will fall. Knives removed here.
And one of the biggest credits that you'll ever see with Durka is his ability to mentally reset. Bad game or not, he can reinvent himself. In this round, you're seeing a reinvention of FNATIC. 5 standing, not looking pressured in these solo endeavors. Now, Marco's found space. How much can he do with it?
2v4 here, 35 HP for Marco.
If they lose
Bulldog,
this.
yeah, a Bulldog in hand for Stacks.
Mental would go so severely in the bin that... Oh.
It does keep it in check as well, because ultimately this has forced FNATIC back down to a shaky purchase. You've got to argue should be 10 on the board for DRX. The heal will come through, yes. I'm curious if Stacks can actually get towards a... Was there another full rifle invested here?
I'm not sure. So it looks like they're going to be leaning towards Alpha and Durka as the two.
30 seconds
You can
left.
see the position that Alpha's holding. Tucked towards the corner. Jump spot should be heard here. Stacks noting this. 4 seconds on his flash. Close corner checked.
Alpha's not out here. No, he's not.
No, he's not. Alpha's gone away with it. So he should get played in perfectly, and he has the spray. Oh, that's not good, but Durka is there, safe in the end. With 3 standing, they weather the storm.
Boaster and Alpha. Forced into an awkward position in terms of the finances.
Nice.
Utility being the first question on the back of that. Beautiful confirmation on the second as well with the recon assist from Leon. Leon.
Who's Leon?
Leon with the recon.
Is he your mate?
Yeah.
Oh, Leon, give him a call.
You don't know him like that.
Apparently not.
But FNATIC building towards the lockdown and the Blade Storm of their own.
Look at the early moves.
And the thing I'm conscious of is actually, FNATIC are actually addressing here. They're preventing anybody from finding success outside B. But in the buy rounds particularly, Zest's value from his utility.
Oh, this is nice. There we go. There's that combination you want to be seeing as well. Durka and Leo, or Leon, however you want to call him, working in unison. Really nice throughout that regular season. And we're seeing that starting to be built in here, some of those key pillars of what make FNATIC so hard to handle. But speaking of, DRX have freedom and sold a bit of a ruse. So Zest goes down. No one's taken the full bait to this, but they have a completely free C site.
Spike will go down. See a 3v5 here to DRX. Paranoia
Good
invested
paranoia.
early to try and find something. Buzz has found the first, he's got the second.
Finding more than something, he finds 2. Bringing it back down to at least touching distance here. Oh, Alpha doesn't want any of it. They finally got a grip. Vice-like grip coming back in for FNATIC, tying up the scoreline. Starting to see Durka activate, Alpha coming online, Leo setting up those plays that we love to see. This is FNATIC starting to build back in.
Tie things up, DRX should have an opportunity to purchase back in here. Marco the only concern really at 3,500, but the big positive, FNATIC actually preemptively setting up to deny some space.
Yep.
So you saw DRX run away with that game on bind. And denying a key piece of utility in the form of Zest's wall, at least in terms of the B site application. Lockdown available, Blade Storm here for FNATIC.
It's a similar look, isn't it? Adjusted turret. A lot of pressure on RB there, and it looks like it just got smoked off. Yeah, it's been smoked off as well.
He's put an alarm bot in sewers, and he's just waiting to put the lockdown. Look at how deep FNATIC are exploring.
RB, I don't know how much he knows or how much he considers. Maybe just Durka's doing this sort of walk, and the stall comes in as well over towards A.
They're going to pinch the backside
They
of
are
the lockdown.
herding them around. This is FNATIC in full force here. Beautiful pinch work, trying to pull him in. Maybe get Durka to be able to see him. Has to smoke it off though. Dash comes in, spots another. Durka delivering on all fronts as DRX now cornered. Oh, this is what you want to be seeing. Oh, easy, Tiger. Zest almost had him there. Still. Run that back for me, step by step this, because that was a FNATIC piece.
Absolutely beautiful. A textbook hallmark FNATIC round. The preemptive lockdown to almost shepherd DRX back into A lobby, and the utility is just perfection. Chronicle even the first to strike with the aftershock here.
Marvelous. Again, and that's always the thing when we look at FNATIC, seeing those rounds come out is just brilliant.
And that's a return to character. We haven't had many examples of that so far.
That's true.
In the first map particularly, but Haven, like I said, constantly playing from behind, testing the Leo clutches. Leon the professional. That was the reference. If you're curious.
I'm glad you made that one. Yeah, intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like in time with a knife. However, DRX have opportunities here, right? It's still within touching distance, so let's kind of flip the script a little. What can they do? They've kind of, it feels like they've fallen back into a more traditional approach to the map. Not quite, oh, is that KJ?
It is KJ, yeah.
Oh, look, hey fans.
We sound crazy because I don't think
I know you can't see on the stream, yeah, but it's just for in-house. But shout out to the crew.
Dance.
Yeah, true. Yeah, dance cam. But shout out to the crew who've come and chilled out in the audience. Appreciate you guys. However, 8 to 9. We can focus in front of us a little bit here. Let's kind of drill in on this. Yeah, DRX kind of going back to more of a traditional look, it seems. Not quite as hyper-aggressive, not in that same sort of way. So playing a more standardized game, yes, it's still testing FNATIC, but you're starting to see that game getting a little bit more par for the course.
You're seeing that kind of refinement come back to some of these rounds from FNATIC. The intention, very clear at the start, and it's executed. As I said, we were talking about in the first half how cautious, how hesitant some of the rounds look. See it have as much pressure in terms of the scoreline. This adjustment of Alpha over towards A now. It's the second prong to really addressing this wall of Zest. But this time around, DRX is going to try and find that value towards B. Boaster could be isolated here.
And Chronicle quite nearby. Not fully paying attention here, but a big gear shift, right? This is a very passive, deeper hold, excluding Alpha's little excursion towards sewer. Chronicle in a bit of trouble, but bailed out by Boaster as Zest goes down. Oh, that's a nice follow-up there for Boaster. Calling in the cavalry, you got the rest of them flooding the site, but now we look towards C, a quick pivot, but it's Durka. Just slipping ahead. Stacks though! Thought he got a bit of timing there on Leo, he didn't, and no one got the drop on Durka. There we go, starting to get back into it. The Prime Gaming flawless.
Double digits on the board for FNATIC. Viper's Pit available. A couple of ultimates within touching distance. Marco does have the TP. DRX almost walking into this expecting a very, very loose B-side hold, but Chronicle actively peeking, and then Boaster very preemptive. Stop any sort of threat from, starting to develop that.
And I just love how slippery FNATIC are with that sort of thing. Like, let's say you were starting to try and address that mid-aggression we've been seeing coming out. Okay, now they've got a really passive hold. Very hard to keep a little bit of a beat on, but actually Buzz getting backhanded there, I think just from the spam alone.
Heal up, squad.
Take the heal from Stacks, who's basically the entirety of it. Boaster posted up now towards C, actually retreating away. We'll re-explore maybe towards Garage with Leo. And we'll leave C site open, and DRX poised to take that space.
Yeah, no info middle should be quite indicative that C site should be probably the next target here, but Zest, oh, now this is different. Zest with a late challenge over towards A. He oh, Alpha.
Take the kill, please take the kill.
Alpha, don't.
This is their audible. Oh my word.
This is, I'm actually at a loss of words. See, he could play this incredibly smart, right? Get the clear, get all of this, call it in. But the problem is the DRX are going
They're
B.
faking A.
This was all a fake. They've got the site. Yes, Stax is there. Yes, that's fine. But they got B for free.
Palmer come through. And Boaster now the one that's really at risk. But respecting it for the time being. Sitting all the way back on C site. In towards Garage now. Buzz got to be careful.
Both in a weird way, because otherwise they're all funneling in from that A connector side. So it's going to be RB. Has to turn the flash. He does. Comes back around. Catches both players. Huge work from DRX. And Alpha slowly creeping around himself here. There's a monumental task at hand, and I think he knows it ain't this round. DRX. Fabulous, but my God, did FNATIC take the bait on that one.
I mean, we saw some examples of this on Bind as well, where DRX just have so many options at their disposal, making absolute use of the dead time, the space around the map. Even there, you're hoping Alpha takes it.
You kind of are. Obviously,
early enough. I mean, that didn't really become a factor in the round regardless, but...
I mean, I guess it pulled 3 players over towards that A connector. You know, is what it is. Maybe playing out, hoping he'd get that, you know, god tier trigger discipline, but...
I mean, he removes the A lurk from a B site execute, so
yeah,
call it a tick in the box regardless. DRX starting slow once again.
But that was just a moment in what felt like a drought of rounds for DRX. They haven't been stringing these together as much. A couple of key ultimates now. Very close by. Buzz not far off his. You do have the pit for Zest, but Durka on the angle, and he's delivered it. Buzz goes down. That's the first hit. As FNATIC starting to really tilt the scales again.
See if Stax and Zest decide to try and find something towards B. They have Marco in close proximity now as well. Do have the pit available. That can be very difficult to deal with on B side. Boaster, yeah. Force back here, but doesn't really feel any pressure.
Well, he's been given freedom on this, yeah. Well, I guess the movement there from Stax almost caught him off guard, but he's done really well, and there was no follow-up check towards that. No backing up that paranoia as Durka takes away RB as well, leaving it all down to Zest. Nothing more to be doing here. FNATIC, real stability coming in, and a couple of faults with DRX there.
Time gaming flawless for FNATIC. Get themselves up to 11. Force DRX back down to an uncomfortable position in terms of options here. I feel like this A site hold by Alpha's really been tested. DRX beginning to look a little linear and the frustration starting to show for Stax. Got some options here with ultimates though. A lockdown may be the answer to Alpha's A site hold, or at least to force him off the site. Maybe even the Viper's Pit. We know how much pressure they're able to create just on the back of the Poison Orb towards Spawn. Could be something else that DRX are maybe considering coming into round 21.
I'm really quite interested in what the plan is coming back out. And just a pause for a second, I also do want to give a little bit of a nod to the mental reset that Durka went through in the second half, especially coming in. I mean, he had a shocking start to the map. Didn't have masses of impact even on map 1, but now to be seen towards the top end with Alpha, who is always going to be just rock solid. He's just one of those players. So at this point, going forward, we look towards what the buy is as well for DRX. Going to be suffering in some areas, but wonder if they can fashion a full purchase.
Swarm grenade. Alarm bot out.
Similar setup. Slight adjustment on the utility from Alpha. Might just be an early dart from Leo. Actually looking to split this. A hold from Short Cubby and Heaven. TP's coming through. It's a pace change for DRX. I don't think he's noted yet. Alpha's going to go for the punish. It's such a beautiful read.
Alpha is just holding this one so safe. and now they're struggling to find the impact. And look at Leo's position, gets rewarded. Boast is there by his side, and now down to the last two. They're not going to be having the time of their lives here. Buzz can't isolate the kill, and now just down to RB on the run, slipping back towards Sewer, scurrying away. FNATIC force 12 on the board. Now one more. They've made it away from the horror show of map 1.
It's just fantastic to see them set up like that and DRX play straight into it. Punishment here on the TP. Obviously Leo being the second layer this time around. Really even relied upon too much.
Wow! 2 frags! Let's go!
Really well read by FNATIC, who we're up to map point now to force a map 3. Which will be split. Double up.
Double up.
At least one noted here, and maybe a question mark actually if it's Alpha that's noted with an operator in hand. It could be a little bit of a red herring. Blade Storm's available, so out of the realm of possibility that the operator is passed over.
Careful.
The more they drift, the closer they get towards Durka, who does have that other op. So if they decide to go towards B, you've got Boaster, who's been actually very, very solid. And a re-explore down towards short. This time does Zest get the better of Alpha? Oh, Alpha. This position between the two of them, I think he is going to be rewarded. Checked on a little late, but Alpha, I mean, you just don't get in towards A with him there. He has been absolutely rock solid. DRX looking to burst towards the B side, trying to be stalled out by Chronicle. Buzz going to be able to close the gap. No, he can't! FNATIC, send them! Packing it! Stacks now, the last one alive. And this has been a masterclass. Brilliant mental reset from map 1, coming back out, firing on all cylinders. This game deserved a third, and we are going the distance.
And it closes out with a Prime Gaming flawless. Seems almost fitting for FNATIC's performance here on Haven. DRX time and time again just trying to post somebody up in an awkward position, cause problems for FNATIC, but the structure standing up to the test this time around. What a response from FNATIC.